Now we are continuing with the 151 problem. Then he says the axis appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. You can see here the axis appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So in the second position, you can see here the slant edge is resting on HP. Since the slant edge is resting on HP, so obviously the axis will be inclined to HP. Since the axis is inclined to HP, so you are getting the apparent length here. So the meaning of apparent length is, that means the length, it will be always, the length of the apparent length will be always less than the true length of the axis. What is the true length of the axis? The true length of the axis is 50 mm, because so you can see here the axis is parallel to VP, so I am getting the true length here. So height measurement of the pyramid is 50 mm, so naturally the true length of the axis will going to be 50 mm. So since he has given the apparent inclination, because he says appears to be inclined to VP, that axis appears to be inclined to VP, so obviously this has got the apparent inclination. Now since we have to reproduce the same, reproduce this sketch here, since you have the apparent length here, so obviously you can transfer directly the second position top view in the third position directly on the apparent inclination line. So how to do that? Consider any point on the XY line, and then by using the protractor you measure an angle of 45 degree and then draw a 45 degree line. Then measure the length, apparent length of the axis, that is O to O1, by using the compass. Then consider any point on that 45 degree line and mark that point and cut it on to get the point O1. So you name this as O1 and then it as O. Then you measure the length from O to C. From O, you cut an arc on the 45 degree line to get this point C. Then you measure the length from O to this point. From O, you transfer it on to this. You are going to get this point here. So since BD is perpendicular to this OC, then consider by using the protractor, keep the protractor at this point and then you measure an angle of 90 degree with respect to OC and then draw an inclined line. Then measure by using the compass, you measure the length from this point to B and also from this point to D. Both will going to be having equal distances. Then with this point you cut an arc on this side to get this point B, and similarly with this as center, cut an arc on this side to get the point D. Then similarly you measure the length from O to this point. From O you cut an arc on this to get this point here. Since AE is perpendicular to OC, from this point by using the protractor you measure an angle of 90 degree with respect to this OC line. Then draw a perpendicular line here on either side. Then by using the compass you measure the length from this point to A and also from this point to E. Both will go to have equal distances. With this as center, cut an arc on this side to get this point A and also cut an arc on this side to get this point E. Once you transfer all these points from the second position top view to the third position, then you join all the edges including the visible and invisibilities as exactly similar to the one that we have in the second position top view. That means you have to reproduce the same sketch here. Then we need to write the front view. So draw a vertical projector from O to the XY line and draw a horizontal projector from O dash, which is O dash is on XY line. Both will going to intersect at this point. So you got O dash. Then similarly you draw a vertical projector from C to the XY line, whereas C dash is on XY line to meet at this point, so that you are going to get this point C dash. Then draw a horizontal projector from B dash and D dash and draw a vertical projector from B and D to intersect at the points D dash and B dash respectively. Then draw a horizontal projector from O1 dash and draw a vertical projector from O1 to get this point to intersect at O1 dash. Similarly, draw a horizontal projector from A dash and E dash and draw a vertical projector from E to intersect at this point E dash, and similarly from A to intersect at A dash. Now join O dash to O1 dash with a center line. Then join A dash to B dash, B dash to C dash, C dash to D dash, D dash to E dash, and E dash to A dash with a continuous thin line. Similarly, join between A dash to O dash, B dash to O dash, D dash to O dash, and D dash to O dash with a continuous thin line. Don't darken. So by doing so, we will be knowing the exact boundary and how the pyramid will going to look like in the final position. Now we are going to apply the condition of visibility and invisibility. The first condition is all the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solids are visible. So apply that rule. O dash C dash, C dash B dash, B dash E dash, E dash A dash, and A dash O dash all around the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solids are visible. So you dark them continuously. So when you look from the front view, A, B, C, D, E is near to the observer, so it is visible. So you join between or you dark between A dash to B dash and B dash to C dash. Since A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash all are visible edges, so that means the entire surface is visible when you look from the front view. Front view. Now, since O1 dash is on that surface, so naturally O1 dash is visible. Now, join O dash on dash with the center line marking. Then you are left out with B dash O dash, A dash O dash, and D dash O dash. Since E dash O dash is crossing the edge A dash B dash, so naturally A dash B dash is a visible edge, so A dash O dash will become invisible, because two visible edges can never cross each other, so that rule can be applied. Similarly, if you consider D dash O dash, that is an invisible edge because B dash C dash is visible edge, because two visible edges can never cross each other. Then we are left out with B dash O dash. So from the point B dash, since B dash is not on the boundary, from the point B dash, we have three edges which are emanating out of that point, which is B dash C dash, B dash A dash, and B dash O dash. So out of which B dash C dash and B dash A dash is already visible. So from a point, if any one of the edges becomes visible or invisible, then automatically all other edges will be either visible or invisible. So from a point B dash C dash and B dash A dash are both are visible. So naturally B dash O dash also becomes visible. Now, so this is the final solution, but we have to check whether as per the final solutions requirement, as per the requirement of the problem, whether we have taken all the data which has been considered. We are going to check. So here a pentagonal surface, a pentagonal pyramid of 25 mm side, base side and 50 mm axis length rests on one of the slant edges on HP, such that draw its projections when the axis appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So the axis is appearing like inclined at 45 degrees. So we need to find out the beta inclination. So hence our problem is right.